The transfer window is almost shut, so today on FD, we're looking at 10 massive deals that could still happen this summer. Let's see how many of our predictions we get right. Let's go. 10. Wesley Fofana to Chelsea. Todd Boehly, the Chelsea owner, chairman and acting sporting director, has had a slightly hectic but you'd have to argue successful transfer window, signing world-class talents in Sterling and Koulibaly, defensive depth in Cucurella, and one for the future in Chukwuemeka. But the American isn't done there. Whilst links with Barcelona's Aubameyang and Everton's Gordon might end up strengthening what looks like a thin forward line, the permanent departures of Rudiger and Christensen and Sarr's loan to Monaco means centre-back is their priority. The man most likely to come in is Leicester City's Wesley Fofana, with Fabrizio Romano tweeting last week that personal terms had already been agreed. The former St Etienne star has told the Foxes he wants to leave, but Rodgers is holding out for upwards of £80 million for his signature, which, if matched, would make him the second most expensive defender of all time. Whilst the 21-year-old is incredibly promising, this feels like a lot of money for someone who spent 8 months of last season injured and has only made 37 Premier League appearances. You never know, but we expect negotiations to hold this one up. 9. Ismaila to Crystal Palace. Ismaila is hot property right now. Whilst his 5 goals and 2 assists wasn't enough to prevent Watford's meek relegation in 2021-22, he's made an eye-catching start to the Championship campaign with 1 assist and a sensational long-range effort against West Brom already. Speculation has ramped up that he could be on the move before deadline day, and although a move to Aston Villa collapsed at the 11th hour after they failed to agree personal terms, Leeds and Crystal Palace are reportedly still interested. One thing is for sure though, having already lost Emmanuel Dennis to Nottingham Forest and João Pedro to Newcastle, new manager Rob Edwards will be looking for a sizable fee to even consider selling the Senegalese international. So would Sarr be worth it for Palace? Well, everyone knows just how talented Michael Olise is, but the 20-year-old Frenchman has been struggling for fitness since injuring his foot on international duty in March. His 0.52 expected goals and assists per 90 last term, 0.19 more than Sarr, albeit in a far superior side, shows his quality, but we can't help thinking that with Wilfried Zaha 30 and Jordan Ayew 31, signing another dynamic pacey forward could be a sensible if non-essential move for Palace. Let's see if they can get this one done. 8. Nicolas Pepe to Nice. Nicola Pepe is in desperate need of a new start. Whilst 21 goal contributions in 2021, including 10 league goals, suggested that Pepe could finally establish himself in England, he failed to grab his opportunities last term, with just 3 goals in 26 games. More than that though, the Ivorian's individualistic playing style often seemed at odds with Arteta's Arsenal. It's therefore unsurprising that he hasn't played more than 21 league minutes in a single league game since last October. But Ligue 1 outfit Nice may be prepared to offer Pepe a way out of his gunner's nightmare, with his agent Louis Ferrer spotted watching the Eagles draw with Strasbourg earlier this month ahead of a potential loan move. And returning manager Lucien Favre has already shown himself to be a believer in redemption arcs, signing Aaron Ramsey on a free this summer after a tragic few seasons for the Welshman at Juventus. And believing in Pepe makes a lot of sense. Still just 27, this is a player who provided 33 goal contributions in 38 games in his most recent Ligue 1 campaign with Lille. And with Andy Delort, Amin Guiri and Calvin Stengs on the book, the capture of Pepe should give Nice fans hope they can challenge for the Champions League places again this term. A win-win for all parties. 7. Memphis Depay to Juventus. Rewind 12 months and Memphis Depay was living the dream at Barcelona. Signed by his former national team manager Ronald Koeman, he kicked off the campaign with 5 goals and 2 assists in his first 8 league games. Fast forward to the present day though, and despite Xavi consistently backing the former Lyon star in public, his actions in signing 3 centre forwards since his arrival speaks louder. With Ansu Fati now back to full fitness and Aubameyang providing backup on the left, Depay has gone from Koeman's star to Xavi's outcast. Luckily for him, having represented some of the biggest clubs in the Netherlands, England, France and Spain, he's reportedly close to adding Italy to his list, with Juventus looking to pick him up on a free and with Barcelona working to terminate his contract. For Juventus, this makes a ton of sense. Having lost Paulo Dybala last summer and having failed to retain Alvaro Morata, and despite signing Pogba, Di Maria and Bremer already this summer, Allegri will hope that the potential arrival of Depay, Barcelona's top scorer last season, will compensate for any defensive deficiencies. Good luck to him. 6. Boubakary Soumaré to Rennes. Following a disappointing year at Leicester, Boubakary Soumaré looks to be on the move again. But after Monaco failed to meet the Fox's €20 million valuation, time is running out for the midfielder to find a new home. Luckily, there are other interested parties, namely Crystal Palace and Rennes, with Leicester keen to move on a player who made just 12 Premier League starts last term. But despite failing to impress at the King Power, Soumaré's exploits at Lyon, where he won the Ligue 1 title in 2021, make for an attractive CV. And at 23, there is still a fair amount of time for the midfielder to reach his potential. And if reports are to be believed, he has two attractive options on the table: play under legendary midfielder and compatriot Patrick Vieira at Palace, or challenge for Champions League football in a squad full of young talent under Bruno Genesio at Rennes. 5. Milan Skriniar to PSG. After announcing losses of over €200 million for the 2020-21 financial year, reports emerged towards the end of last season that Inter Milan would have to sell a star player and reduce their wage bill by over 10% ahead of the 2022-23 campaign. That's despite already selling Romelu Lukaku and Achraf Hakimi for huge sums the previous summer. And while the departure of Alexis Sanchez, Ivan Perisic and Arturo Vidal have taken a significant chunk of wages off the books, they're yet to make a significant sale, and Milan Skriniar is the name that has been most prominently linked with the departure gate, with PSG his most ardent admirers. Having missed out on potential replacement Bremer to rivals Juventus, Inter are reportedly after €70 million for their prize centre-back, a figure the French champions are so far not that keen to meet. But a lot can change in the final days of the window, and if Inter really need to sell, they may need to reduce their asking price, and with just a year left on his contract, they may have little choice. But let's face it, do PSG even need Skriniar at this point? Let us know in the comments down below. 4. Sergio Reguilon to Nottingham Forest. Yes, that's right, Nottingham Forest's extensive summer business may not be over yet. Despite making 60 new signings this window, the Premier League newcomers aren't quite finished, and following an injury to Omar Richards, are reportedly in the market for a left-back. According to David Ornstein, Tottenham's Sergio Reguilon is top of their list, and talks have taken place between the two clubs in recent weeks over the possibility of a loan deal. Having fallen out of favour under Antonio Conte, this is something that could certainly benefit the former Real Madrid man. But Forest may also face competition, with Lazio emerging as suitors over the last week. Following a frustrating spell in North London, playing under Maurizio Sarri in Serie A may be a far more exciting option than a potential relegation battle in England. 3. Antony to Manchester United. As Manchester United scrambled to make a number of last-minute signings, capping off a typically haphazard transfer window, the sheer number of names linked with the club over the last couple of weeks has been extraordinary even by their standards. Following the disastrous pursuit of Frenkie de Jong, they have had to pay over the odds to sign Real Madrid's Casemiro, who will no doubt add much needed class to the midfield, but has also bagged a huge contract for a 30-year-old. And with attention having now turned to Ajax's Antony, it looks like the Red Devils will have to overpay significantly once again. If a deal goes through, the Brazilian will be the third player signed from the Eredivisie by United this summer, and having already had a reported bid of around €80 million rejected, United will have to stump up the kind of money that makes Antony the most expensive player ever to leave the Netherlands. Proving that he's worth it would be one of Erik ten Hag's biggest challenges to date. 2. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang to Chelsea. Chelsea have already shed a lot of forward talent this summer, and there could be more departures, with Christian Pulisic and Hakim Ziyech both tipped for exits. Should that happen, then Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang could make a surprise return to the Premier League just 7 months after leaving rivals Arsenal for Barcelona. Whether he's actually allowed to leave Barca may depend on whether the aforementioned Memphis goes to Juventus, with the Spanish giants seemingly keen to maintain most of their depth up front. But if they were able to get a fee for the Gabon international, who arrived at the Camp Nou for nothing in January, it would represent something of a coup for the cash-strapped club. As for Chelsea, reuniting Aubameyang and Tuchel, who enjoyed a good working relationship at Dortmund, could prove fruitful. He may not be who most Blues fans had in mind when thinking of a Lukaku replacement, but he remains pretty fast and prolific at 33, scoring 13 goals in just 23 appearances for Barca last term. And after Chelsea's difficult start, they may need to bite the bullet and pay what Barca want if they're serious about retaining their place in the top 4. 1. Cristiano Ronaldo to Atletico Madrid. With just over a week of the window remaining, it still isn't totally clear where Cristiano Ronaldo will be playing his football this season. Time is running out, and very few top clubs seem to be interested. But the Portuguese star has been pushing for a move away from Manchester United all summer, and given that he usually gets what he wants in the end, it would be silly to completely rule out a transfer at this stage. The two clubs most prominently linked with his signature are Chelsea and Atletico Madrid, with the latter offering Ronaldo return to the city where he enjoyed the best days of his career. They of course have Champions League football too, and having seen Luis Suarez depart are without a bona fide goalscorer, whereas rivals Real and Barca can rely on Benzema and Lewandowski. As they look to challenge the pair this season, it's easy to see why Ronaldo is an attractive option. However, the links have not gone down well at all with the club's fans, who unfurled a banner reading CR7 not welcome at a friendly last month, and it remains unclear if Atleti can even afford such a move. But where would you like to see Ronaldo next season? At the Wanda or at Old Trafford? Let us know in the comments. So that was our look at 10 massive deals that could still happen this summer. Which ones do you want to see go through? Which ones do you think will collapse? We want to hear from you down below. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe to Football Daily so you never miss a video, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.